On Myanmar, and I am at a really famous restaurant called MYANMAR, which is really famous for serving seafood, mostly seafood dishes from the area of Rakhine State, which is kind of along the western coastline of Myanmar.
Bây giờ mời các bạn theo chân anh MYANMAR để trải nghiệm ẩm thực của Miến Điện nhé. Anh đang đến cái thành phố Yangon, tức là cái thành phố mà lớn và cũng như là sầm uất nhất của Miến Điện. Mấy con tôm ngon quá ha. Tôm nướng nha.
This sauce is supposed to be really famous as well, this green chili sauce. I need a lot of it on there. Okay. It's just cooked perfectly, it's not overdone. And that sauce, that's like a green chili garlic salty sauce. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Dân số của Miến Điện thì ít hơn Việt Nam, tức là nó có khoảng 60 triệu thôi. Mà cái thu nhập thì cũng rất là tội nghiệp, là có chưa tới $2,000 một năm. Thì còn kém hơn Việt Nam. Nên ở đây mà ăn uống cũng rẻ lắm.
It literally tastes like garlic candy stir-fried on a high fire with squid.
Nhưng mà cái đất của Myanmar là nó bự hơn Việt Nam nha, nó rộng hơn, gần gấp đôi.
And Rakhine noodle. Okay, so this is a Rakhine noodle dish, and it's a dry with soup. Soup is served on the side.
Rồi mấy đứa bé nó bán ở trong đó, nó ngồi nó ngó ảnh. Thấy ảnh tới ảnh nói, anh quay phim nó lạ quá, nó ngó.
That has like a dry fish flavor to it. Okay, I'm going in for this crab. It's like two full crabs. Looks like there's cucumber in here. There's onions. Looks like an egg. Cilantro, chilies, herbs, carrots, a medley of different
nhưng mà có một cái là cái con cua không có to thôi. Cũng bự chứ đâu đến nổi.
Look at that beauty.
Cũng khá, đâu đến nổi gì.
Is delightful. The crab is just sweet and creamy, and then that sauce is just I really like it because it's not oily, but it's just a spicy, sour, rich sauce, and very tasty indeed. Like the meat is just falling out of the shell. Crab is one of my favorite things in the world. Okay, and this one is a pomfret that I ordered. It doesn't look oily at all, but the fish is, I think, is fried, and then just looks like a tomatoey onion, and bell pepper sauce. There we go. Oh yeah, it's just hot and steaming below.
Cà ri ở trong đó.
Okay.
Chà, con cá này thấy cái bộ cũng ngon nha.
Tomatoey and chili, and it's salty, and then with that fried fish, oh man, that's fantastic.
Anh ăn thử nhiều món quá ha. Nhưng mà coi vậy chứ không có nhiêu tiền đâu.
Thank you.
Có cho ảnh cái dĩa cơm trắng ăn với cái này.
It almost has like a burnt tomatoey flavor to it. Okay, and this one is a rakai salad, and it just is covered in sesame seeds, both white and black sesame seeds, and then it looks like a vegetable, and then mushrooms. And all of a sudden, the sun has come out from the clouds, so it got really bright all of a sudden, but
Anh này mà ăn ớt nhiều là anh khoái à.
it almost tastes like Japanese to me. It tastes almost like I don't know if it's dressed in sesame oil, but it almost has like a fresh, a little bit of oil dressing, but it's not a strong flavor. But then just the vegetable and the mushrooms, and then those toasted sesame seeds are what really gives it its flavor. So I'm eating away. The food is wonderful. I love the flavors. They use a lot of tomatoes, a lot of onions, and a lot of garlic. And the dishes are not sweet, but they have a nice spice to them, and just a really nice mixture of fresh ingredients. Oh, the drumstick.
Con cua quá trời ngon luôn.
I think about 4:30 we got here, 4:30 p.m. But it's just picking up business as I've been sitting here, and I have a seat right kind of at the entrance doorway, so a strategic eating position. Wow, that was tough, but
Ý của ảnh là anh ngồi cái bàn mà mặt tiền của cái tiệm luôn.
And then some kind of a yellow jelly-like dessert, which I have no idea what it is.
Cái này là cái đồ trắng miệng, không biết là gì, bột.
It's a little bit sticky and chalky, but at the same time, it's kind of light and fluffy too. It's almost a little bit cottony, but not in a bad way, in a good way. It's like cottony pudding that really has a beautiful coconut flavor to it. A plate of fruit.
Có thể là hôm nay ảnh đi con mình ảnh là tại vì ảnh ở bên Thái Lan ảnh đi qua. Tại vì ảnh có bà xã bên Thái Lan rồi ảnh ở bệnh. Cái này là $20. Thôi cũng được đi.
Huge thank you to all of you who gave me this restaurant suggestion. I had an awesome experience here in Yangon, so thank you. And if you're ever in Yangon, be sure to check out MYANMAR for seafood. It's okay. Thank you. You can show that real fast. Thank you. Thank you so much. So the sun just came out from behind the clouds, and they're so nice here that he opened an umbrella for me. That is very kind, very kind. But that. That little piece of shell. Staff here are so nice, and well, that was a burp. That was definitely a crap burp that I. Chaotic city here in Myanmar. It's always a little bit intense, but the street culture here is absolutely fascinating and always entertaining. I'm going to be cruising around the city, and I'm going
tiếp
to
tục
go
cũng
to
ở
11
Yangon,
of what I
anh
think
đi
are
ra
the
bên
top
ngoài rồi.
attractions or things to do when you're in Yangon. So keep watching this video, and let's explore and discover Yangon together. Right now, I am at the Shwedagon Pagoda, an incredible golden Chedi pagoda. It's actually a cloudy day today, but it's so bright
ảnh đi
and
vô
gold
cái
that
chùa
I
nha.
cannot even look at it without squinting.
Chùa đây là chùa vàng.
The golden stupa of the Shwedagon Pagoda is visible throughout the entire city of
Ảnh
Yangon.
phải mua cái vé
It's
đặng
not
đi
only a
vô chùa.
well-preserved heritage monument, but it's one of the most sacred religious sites in Myanmar. Many people come to the pagoda to perform a
Nhân
series
dịp
of
thì ta
rituals
cũng đi
according to the
theo
day
ảnh
they
để
were
ta
born,
ngắm
and
cảnh
also
luôn nha.
to walk circumferences around the base of the pagoda.
Cái chùa đẹp quá.
The Shwedagon Pagoda is a place you really should not miss when you're in Yangon.
Miếng Điện là một trong những quốc gia mà thuần túy của đạo Phật. Đa số ở đây là người đạo Phật nhiều lắm. Anh đang đi vô cái chợ truyền thống của Miến Điện nha.
There's a market called Kiri Mingalar Market, which is further outside of town a little bit. So many awesome fresh ingredients.
Đây kia là chợ Mangala.
Fantastic street life, action, everything. One of the interesting things about this market is that small little delivery trucks and vehicles will pass through this road, even though it's so busy. And there are people selling in the middle of this road, but they'll just, the big things they'll sort of scurry to set aside. But then
buôn bán y chang như Việt Nam ha. Cái như đã lấn hết đường đi luôn, bán ở dưới đường đi luôn. Trời ơi, xe hơi đó nó cán lên, nhưng nó nằm ngay chính giữa, nó để ngay giữa cho xe chạy bên, bó tay luôn.
Built in 1926, Bojok Ongsan Market, also commonly known by its former name of Scott Market, is a colonial-designed market center in downtown Yangon. There's an outdoor section of the market that's famous for its cobblestone streets, and then a main indoor section.
Cái này là anh đi vô cái nhà lòng chợ rồi đó.
For all sorts of souvenirs, clothes, and kind of like handicrafts. You'll find all that stuff here at this market. I think right now the power is off, so it's a little dark in here, but there is still enough light to walk around and see what there is available. You'll find all sorts of fabric at this market, as well as Burmese-style dresses and lots of different clothing as well.
Bữa nay ảnh đi chắc hình như có ai quay phim cho ảnh.
See right behind me, that golden stupa pagoda, and it's one of the most important religious, historical, as well as just city landmarks in Yangon. It seems like basically all of the streets in central downtown Yangon all lead to the pagoda. I think inside of the actual pagoda, there's not that much to see, but it's sort of everything that surrounds it is what I really like to explore when I'm here. There are all sorts of government buildings as well as other religious buildings, as well as loads and loads of street life that just surrounds the Sule Pagoda. Chinatown in Yangon usually refers to the area of 24th Street through 18th Street and just west of the Sule Pagoda in downtown Yangon. It's one of the busiest and most action-packed areas of town, especially in the evening when the sides of the streets teem with food vendors. 19th Street is especially well known as the barbecue street. It's lined with restaurants that have all things skewers ready to be chosen and barbecued up. Just grab a table, choose whatever looks good, have a beer, and relax and eat.
Anh lại đây anh ăn cái món nướng
which is one of the central lake parks in Yangon, and it's actually a very rainy day, unfortunately. So I just stopped by at the nearest coffee shop I could find to have a cup of coffee. But anyway, this is a really nice park to walk around. It's especially nice in the evening time when you have a nice view of the Shwedagon Pagoda and the sunset. There are a number of different restaurants and cafes which you can relax at, and just a nice getaway from the chaotic busyness of Yangon downtown. Today I am at the Chaktaji Paya, which is a 65-meter long reclining Buddha. It's absolutely
anh đi vô cái chùa này mà cái chùa này là không có tốn tiền, đi vô miễn phí.
Lunch on the floor of this temple. There's some good-looking food around here too.
Chùa có cái tượng ông Phật nằm lớn quá ha.
So I just finished walking around the National Museum of Myanmar here in Yangon. It was definitely an interesting museum, lots and lots of gold.
Bây giờ anh đi vô cái viện bảo tàng thì vô cái này mất hết $5 cái vé.
The museum itself was a little bit old and sort of dark and a little murky almost. But if you love history and if you want to learn more about the art and history of Myanmar, definitely check out the National Museum here in Yangon. Here's my ticket. It was $5,000 for entrance. Today we are taking the circular train railroad route, which is a train that goes kind of a big circumference around the city in a circle. And I think there's 39 stations or something that it stops off at. But just
Hình như là
gonna
anh
take
đi
this as
vô
a
cái
leisure
viện bảo tàng rồi anh đi trở ra đó mà nó không có quay phim. Giờ anh đi xuống ở dưới cái đường xe lửa nha.
300 chat per person, so that's like 30 cents. Trains are a fairly common form of public transportation throughout Myanmar.
Rồi anh lên cái xe lửa, anh đi đâu nè?
Which was built by the British back in 1954.
Lên cái xe lửa có hình như là chưa tới đồng bạc.
Stops at 39 stations and takes about 3 hours to complete. If you have a half a day to spare when you're in Yangon, and if you're interested in seeing the culture and life that surrounds the outskirts of the city, taking the circular railroad is a pretty cool thing to do. My highlight of the ride was Danyangon
Xe lửa này là xe lửa cái vòng tròn của cái thành phố á. Giống như xe bus vậy đó. Nên nó rẻ
tiền. In a city
tiền.
like Yangon, you just never know what you're going to find, see, or experience when you're randomly walking around. Businesses of every kind, street food stalls, tea stalls, sprawling markets with colorful produce, haircuts under a tree on the road, temples of a diversity of religions. That's just the beginning. I was in Yangon during the rainy monsoon season. But whether it
Bữa nay ảnh
rains
xui
or
quá, ảnh đi
shines,
trời
you
mưa
are
quá.
guaranteed to see action in every direction when you're on a stroll. Make sure you are careful crossing the main roads. Pedestrians, by all means, don't have the right of way, so just be careful. But other than that, just start walking around the streets of downtown, and you'll see life unfolding in front of you. Myanmar is slotted between India, China, and Thailand, and the flavors of their cuisine have been influenced by this spectrum of regional diversity. Walking down the street in downtown, you literally can't go more than a few steps without arriving at the
Anh nói
next
ở đây
food
là
stall. I personally just can't get
cái
enough of
thực
the
phẩm là của
omnipresent
người
street
Tàu,
food
người
being
Thái
whipped
và
up
người
on
Miến
every
Điện luôn.
corner and every open space of sidewalk. There are many
như là
different
nó
foods to try, including what's considered
hỗn
the
hợp
national
ở trên
dish,
cái xứ này.
mohinga, which is a bowl of rice noodles served in a fish-based broth that's sort of a cross between a soup and a curry. Another famous dish is lapeto, a savory salad prepared from pickled tea leaves. Along with street food snacks, a trip to Yangon would not be complete without a full-on Myanmar curry feast. Another part of the food culture I love in Myanmar is drinking tea. Tea plays a major part in the social culture of Myanmar, and basically every sidewalk throughout Yangon is occupied at some point throughout the day by a tea stall. Just pull up a miniature plastic stool, order a snack, and sip on hot tea while the streets and life around you
Cái
continues
kỳ
at
này
its
có
fast
vẻ là
pace.
ảnh quay phim, ảnh đi nhiều nhưng mà ảnh quay cái thời gian ngắn quá, bỏ bớt một số không có
One
quay.
of the best ways to experience Yangon to its fullest is to just walk
Nên cái
around the
chuyến đi
city
này
with
của ảnh
no
nó có
plans
thời
at
gian
all
quay
and let the
phim
city
ngắn.
flow around you. When you're ready for a break, grab a pink plastic stool, order a salad or some samosas, drink cups of hot tea, and absorb the life and the culture of the city. The friendly culture of the people, delicious food, beautiful attractions, and the lively action of Yangon are just a few of the many reasons you should visit. Stopped at yet another, just a makeshift street food stall to drink tea. And then I have also ordered a couple of different salads. One of them is one of the most famous Burmese Myanmar salad called lapeto. Oh, this is gin. Oh, okay. Ginger salad.
Cái đó là
Whenever you're walking down the street in Myanmar and you notice a small tea stall with a table that's full of plastic jugs lined up, you can be pretty sure there will be a range of different salads to order. Along with the variety of nuts and seeds, salads are mixed up usually in a dressing of oil, lime juice, salt, and probably a bit of MSG seasoning powder. Once all the ingredients for the salad you order are in the mixing bowl, the vendor will quickly whisk everything up and then pour it onto a plate to serve. Now, a few cups of tea and a plate or two of salad makes a wonderful street-side snack in Myanmar. This one is lapeto, which is one of the most famous Myanmar salad dishes or salad mixes, which is pickled tea leaves mixed with a bunch of different nuts and some tomatoes and cabbage.
Cái đó là
And then I
cái
also
dĩa salad
ordered a dish of GIện I, which is like pickled ginger salad. She mixed up a bunch of
Tức
different
là
ingredients.
cái gừng mà nó làm chua xong rồi nó trộn vô trong đó.
And they often use scissors to slice up tomatoes to put on top. And of course I'm drinking tea.
Ăn là uống trà.
But let's just dig into the lapeto first.
Cái món nó kêu là lapeto đó, không biết nó xào cái gì trong đó đó.
I think if I didn't know it was tea, if I just ate this dish, I probably would not guess that it's actually pickled tea leaves. But it tastes sort of just like kind of like a salty, lightly bitter and lightly sour leaf. And then you get that little bit of tomatoey flavor from the slices of tomato. So many good flavors, and then such an awesome combination of different textures. This is a gem of a Myanmar snack food. It's
Hình
unique.
như là có cái người nào quay phim cho ảnh á.
Which is the pickled ginger salad. Again, it has some similar
Thì anh
ingredients, as
không
well
quay cái kiểu này được.
as tomatoes on the top, but then there's a whole handful of like pickled ginger in here. It's almost like earthy, gingery, but also like a little bit sour. Yeah, if you love ginger, this is awesome. Which, of course, I do love ginger. The ginger is like soaking, maybe just in water or something to kind of tone it down and make it less pungent. As I'm having tea here and eating the salads, it just started downpouring. Actually, it's been raining for the past like 2 days, non-stop rain.
Mưa quá
But it's
trời
great
luôn.
to be able to stop in at a makeshift stall like this to get out of the rain and drink some tea. Our table just got overtaken by a river, by a flash flood. Check this out.
Cái bàn của anh bị lục rồi.
But we got rained out in the middle of eating and drinking tea. Even though when I sat down it was actually sunny, but then it just
Anh ăn cái
downpoured.
đó hình như có $1 à.
It just sort of stopped. It's still sprinkling a little bit, but used this opportunity to leave and go to a different location. But that was 2 great salads, just simple, everyday, typical Myanmar salads. The ginger salad and the lapeto, both of them are tasty and really good tea snacks when you're drinking hot tea.
Anh ăn cái bánh này, cái bánh gì vậy ha?
Break off a piece. Just cooking them on a coal fire over there. It's cooked on a really hot flame. I'm a lover of dosa for sure. A lover of the dosa.
Cái thời này chắc ảnh chưa lấy vợ hay sao á. Bây giờ anh đi vô cái chùa này nè. Cái chùa này cái vé $5.
This is a giant display of gold, just crazy gold. You can't even look at it without sunglasses. Indian food, thali, basically a metal plate with rice.
Anh ăn cái này hình như chưa tới $2 đó.
A little bit of tomato curry, and the real reason, this dish right here, mutton testicles. So there it is right there, a mutton testicle in Burma. Put it on my rice. Oh, it's just feels fatty actually.
Như là thịt của con trâu hay gì á.
Okay, it's mushy. I don't know what that thing is, but it's definitely not my favorite, but it's not bad. And my second bite was not bad. And they give you as much rice as you want, so you can just throw it down as fast as possible. Alright, I am on a form of local transportation in the back of a pickup truck. This vehicle feels like it could either explode or fall apart at any moment's notice, or without warning. But we've got a big cauldron full of soup that they're carrying over there, and we're bumping along. I'm hoping that this thing doesn't fall apart before we make it to our destination, but we're starting to fill up actually as I say that. I think someone just sat on my lap.
Bây giờ anh đi vô cái chợ nha.
People are selling all kinds of fruit, vegetables, flowers. There's a section for everything in this market. And now this is the outside, a very interesting place. A very good market. I'm about to eat a dish called mohinga, which is rice noodles.
Bây giờ anh đang ăn cái này là có 57 xu à.
Mohinga, yeah. Mohinga, okay. Noodles. How suai, an egg. Okay. Pejo. This is called pejo. It's like a deep fried lentil cake, I think. Okay. So we're gonna put some nanami on top of that. Okay. And the key ingredient, the chili, yes. The chili flakes. Okay. And now it's okay? Okay, and then you just, oh. Thank you. Yes, you come on in. Oh, she hooked me up with the extra ladle.
Bà cho ảnh thêm nước lèo hay gì đó.
That's masterful. Very, very good. Very good. Delicious. Delicious. Oh, but that's a great Burmese blend for a great breakfast right there. on the street, side of the street. I'm about to enjoy a Burmese salad. She added a bunch of different nuts, some cabbage, some
Anh
tomato,
ăn cái
chilies,
salad này có 57 xu à.
chickpeas, some peanuts.
Ớt
I
quá
don't know what
trời.
these things are, but something crunchy.
Anh lấy ớt anh bỏ vô trong quá
Hand
trời luôn à.
mixed into a Burmese salad.
Cái thời gian này chắc có lẽ là ảnh chưa có bà xã.
Very good.
Cái tóc ảnh còn dài. Sao là thấy ảnh cắt tóc rồi. Ảnh ăn thêm cái tàu hũ 34 xu nữa.
Okay, so I was curious about this dish because it looks like a giant block of gelatinous Gouda cheese, but in fact, actually, it's tofu. That's it right there. I'm excited. This is some kind of tofu salad, actually.
Cái thời gian này chắc cái thời gian cũng hơi xa xưa của ảnh rồi. Nên ảnh tóc còn dài mà thấy còn trẻ hơn. Mà đi thì có một mình nè.
Luckily, I ordered it with extra chilies. Okay. Onion. Okay, some fried onions on top. It's a little bit like cheese. This food was just too good not to show. We got a roasted
Bây giờ
fish.
anh ăn cái con cá này đó là có 2 đồng mấy đô la hả?
It's actually heavenly.
Rẻ quá
It's
trời luôn.
unbelievable. I just want to lick the bones clean. That skin is just
Rẻ mà ngon.
It's one of the finest grilled fish I've ever had in my life. Then we got this massive plate of random assortment of vegetables cooked in a fermented bean chili sauce and paste. It's stunning to say the least. You know, that's such a good combination. And lastly, of course,
Con cá đó nó nướng nè.
we're just eating cloves of garlic like they're candy here.
Nó cho anh nguyên một cái củ
You must have
một
eaten
cái củ
20
tỏi bự luôn.
cloves of garlic already. So good. I'd love to give you a kiss right now, just so you can taste my breath. And this is what we do. We eat. Yangon, Myanmar, and I have just sat down for a fresh bowl of mohinga, which is one of the national dishes of Myanmar. One of the most well-known dishes throughout Myanmar. Rice noodles are first placed in a bowl and then smothered in a fish-based broth that's sort of in the middle between a soup and a curry. Walking along the streets of Yangon, you'll encounter hundreds of mohinga stalls, where you can sit on a miniature plastic stool and enjoy a delicious bowl. I actually had no plans to eat this time, but when I walked past this impressive evening street food pop-up, the mohinga was calling my name, and I absolutely could not resist. Mohinga is probably one of the most common and one of the most widely available dishes in all of Myanmar. But I was just walking around in Yangon and I noticed this sprout up stall right here, and it just looks fresh, and obviously it's incredibly busy. Lots of people and action taking place. We have rice noodles, and then there's like a fried donut patongo in it as well, and the broth is like a fish type of soup. So I'm just gonna garnish it with a bit of chili first.
Cái này giống như là hủ tiếu
A little bit of cilantro.
nó xào
Garnish with some cilantro and stir that.
xào với cái gì không biết luôn.
Okay, and grab a bite. Mohinga.
Kia là mohinga mà không biết nó là cái gì.
Well, that's just like a It's almost like it's a really subtle broth, a little bit fishy. Only fish. What is the soup? Onion, garlic, lemongrass, garnish, ginger, and fish. Okay. Thank you.
Ở trong đó nó có cá, có tỏi, có hành, có gừng.
Thank you.
3-4 thứ anh nó nấu ở trong.
I think it's mostly a mixture of a bunch of different spices and fish, and it's almost like
có cá ở
it's a
trong.
little creamy but rich. It's like a rich soup, and paired with those noodles and that extra bit of chili, it's wonderful. And I really like the cilantro that garnishes it.
Thì nó bỏ cái rau thơm á.
Oh, that is
Ngò.
so good. Oh, I could eat this every day.
Cái này chắc là cũng $1 thôi chứ gì đâu. Ăn cái kiểu này mà. Nhưng mà nó bán ít quá. Cái tô.
As you can see, I want to lick my bowl out. That was really tasty. I love how they're soft rice noodles, but then paired with those crispy donuts in there, and then the gravy is. I think it's all those.
Tô này mà ăn no là phải 2 tô chứ 1 tô sao no được.
Chili and fish, but I think there was some potato or something starchy in there in that broth, because it was almost like, yeah, it had some starchiness to it. Wow, it is just like balloons sprouted up. This was literally like.
Tại chắc nó bình dân nó rẻ nên
15 minutes ago, this was just a
người
parking
ta ăn quá
lot,
trời.
and now it's just filled with people. But anyway, great looking street food in Yangon. Awesome.
Cái này có 50 xu à. Trời ơi. Cái tô gì mà nó bán có 50 xu à.
Hey, it's Mark Weens here. Thank you for watching this video. And if you